Sure is quiet tonight. I don't think there's a single person here yet. Sad face. Not even Eonic. What am I gonna do without that guy? I guess I'll just sit here and twiddle my thumbs until someone pops in. Hooray! You say everyone, but there's only like you and me. Hello, Valkyrian. I'm blah blah 1985. I guess that's everyone. That works. I definitely didn't go on my Discord and started crying like, nobody's watching me. But, yeah. It's the only way. Most humans have to die rich. Interesting comment you made on my off-topic channel. Nothing like some iced tea though. So, Valkyrian, blah blah, how are you two doing? He goes to the tale of confusing nickels. Yeah, I know. I just thought it was funny. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, someone posted a, was it Instagram message, Twitter message, something like that. I think it's Reddit actually. Whatever. I have no idea. Social media hurts my head, but some guy posted, if I had a nickel for every time I got confused, I'd be like, where'd this nickel come from? And then there'd be another nickel, and I'd think, what's with the nickels? Leading to more nickels and confusion, and eventually I'd be slowly crushed by nickels without ever knowing why. It's a good story. To be fair, you can avoid being crushed by nickels just by, you know, moving. I guess you're so confused that you just get crashed on. I don't know, I shared it from another meme channel on Discord. Oh, there you go. It's Discord. It's good. I like it. But yeah, very few viewers tonight. Maybe people don't like Snatcher too much. Well, that's too fucking bad. Because I'm gonna finish it. I swear, like, the one game where I had the most viewers was Wasteland 3. Sometimes when I play that, I got upwards of like 16 viewers. Very unusual. I developed a splitting headache today because I derped this morning and switched my contact lenses around. Ah, that sucks. How you feeling now? Feeling better? I hope so. Yes, I could use more music tracks from the Snatcher OST for the 10-minute intro here, but nah. It's just fine. I believe once the song ends again, though, in 2 minutes-ish, we'll hop into the game. As I wrote on my Discord, for those of you who are watching this on the VOD, I have fixed the desync issues finally, hooray. So all the cutscenes will run properly. There is one caveat with this. When there's a stop between a cutscene and it goes into gameplay, there's like a 100 millisecond sound crackle, sort of. It like misplaces a sound and plays it back extremely quickly. It's hardly noticeable, but just, you know, as a heads up. I'm wearing my glasses now. It's better. My prescription is 2 for right and... well, -2 for the right and -4 for the left. Especially then it's interesting. Yeah, I can see how that would mess things up. You know, my dad was developing a kind of problem with one of his eyes that would eventually lead to blindness if you don't treat it. And the problem with that was the eye that they fixed was like perfect. He could see extremely well, but the other eye was still, you know, battered and old. So what he did was, after the surgery, he's like, can you make this new like, really good eye as bad as my other one? They're like, really? Are you sure? He's like, yeah, because otherwise they can't use my glasses. So yeah, I think I kind of get that. Valkyrian. Had a nice and sunny day, killed some time in the garden, getting hit by the sun. Oh man, hope it didn't hurt. Had a nice 2-hour nap, two-handed nap, 2-hour nap moments ago, and now I'm eating something with heavy cream and strawberries. So I could be doing, I'm doing good today. Sounds good to me, man. I actually had some strawberries earlier too. Okay, so it's only been 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Oh no! But how about we make sure I have the right window selected? Actually, whoops. Let's see here. That looks good. Take it on over to some Snatcher. Snatcher. Whoop. That should work. Hello? I have to actually, like, load the image. Oh, it was booted in Master System mode for some reason. That was weird. In any case, brain fart. I can say I'm doing good today. Ah, gotcha. Blah blah. Especially while driving a car. Yeah, I can see why that would be a real big problem. My right eye has been shifting back to 0 these last few years. It was at -4 as well, but no, it's -2 and changing. Well, that's neat. I wonder why it does that. Well, I'm sure you know why it does that. I don't know. I haven't checked my eyes since I first did it when I was getting my driver's license. Well, I am getting my driver's license, but you get what I'm saying. And they're not super good or anything, but they're not bad. They're slightly above average. Alright, so here we are, in the pitch blackness after random Hegil blew himself up to save us from a bunch of Snatchers who gave us a long bit of exposition. Guess fireworks are best viewed from afar anyway. Damn, I can't see a thing, it's pitch black. This is no good. I can't tell anything, just groping around like this. Metal, turn your light on, will you? I was waiting for you to ask. Why didn't you just do it? Let there be light. Well, let's try moving forward. There could be Snatchers waiting for us. Please use extreme caution. Well, keeping my finger on the blaster button. How far does this thing go? Gillian, are you sure that this thing has an exit? Oh, we don't know. I can hear the sound of water flowing. Then we must be close to a way out of this thing. There's probably a sewer or something nearby. The ceiling is constructed quite well. There are signs that construction to reinforce it has been carried out. I know. Well, no, in quotations. It got hit by a fly while doing 50 km/h on a moped. It hurt like heck and damaged the outside of my eye a bit. Since then, the change started. But it sounds like it's recovering, right? Like it went bad, now it's getting better again? And hopefully, anyway. to get the ground. What's this? There's some sand spilled here. How did this get here? There's some kind of scratches here. Scratches? Check them out. The scratch was caused by the scraping of a very hard claw-like object of some kind. Snatcher? Maybe they were using this as some kind of shortcut or back route. Actually, that sounds a lot more like an insector, and that's bad. Both the right and left side of the walls of the duct have scratches on them, as if something hard had bumped into them. Yeah, definitely insectors. It's from the Snatchers when they move through the duct, I bet. My light isn't powerful enough. It appears to continue on. I can hear water. It can't be a dead end. Alright, now analyzing the sand. Iron particles, high quantities of phosphorus. This type of sand is particular to the M district in Neo Kobe. The M district, eh? Around the old factory, right? What's that mean? The old factory is where we found Gibson dead in the beginning of the game, so this might have been how they got there. Or at least how the insectors got there. Metal, are you picking up any movement? I'm afraid the shock of that explosion has damaged my motion detector. So, is it working or not? I'm getting partial readings, but they are not as sensitive as they should be. If we get attacked in a narrow area like this, we've had it. Please pray for us, Gillian. We've got to make it out of here. Damn. I have to depend on my own eyes and ears, do I? Alright, I think we've investigated everything. It is quite unusual that that particular sand will be present here. It was no doubt brought here by someone. We can't go back. The way is blocked by debris. Can I move forward? For an air duct, the quantity of dust is quite low. So that means that this thing is used regularly, right? Yes, there's certainly no reason why anyone would ever deliberately clean a duct like this. That's true! There's Snow 9 around as well. Gillian, is it Snow 9? Probably. Reinforcing bars from the level 4 hardness steel alloy have been installed. It's quite strong. And that's what saved us. I guess we should thank them, huh? It seems that this is not just a simple air duct. Alright, I will gather and analyze the sample of the air here. Gillian, the results are as I would have expected. Though concentration is thin, there's definitely Snow 9 present. Snow 9, huh? Is it okay to breathe it? You will be safe at these concentrations. For now. The farther we go, the higher the concentration. It must be coming from that direction. That direction. We can probably keep moving forward, but it's likely to be a dead end. Buried alive, huh? Great. Check real careful. There's gotta be a way out somewhere. Kitty boops and scoots. Hello, Parker Jack Gamble. How you doing? The lower surface is constructed of reinforced concrete. This does not seem to be just an ordinary air duct. It looks like the Snatchers have been using it to move around. With these scratches and the presence of Snow 9, I'd say it's definite. I sure don't want to meet up with any of them in this tight space like this. Alright, continuing forward. Jeez, this thing just keeps going. Insectors! Quite a few of them, too. If I know Kojima, though, this is probably gonna get worse. Oh yeah, it's getting faster. I hate the corners. I have to use the D-pad for it. Shit. Ah, it's not taking my button inputs. Jesus. No longer reading any motion. Man, I hate when it doesn't read my button inputs. Phew, they really build a lot of those things, don't they? That was a close one, wasn't it, Gillian? Yeah, 4 hits. Much worse than I'd have been saying. I've been saying walking through those. What the hell is this line? 4 hits. Much worse than I would have been saying walking through those pearly gates by now. Saying. Those insectors must be the security for this area, which means that at the end of this duct. Not reading any more motion. Let's move on. Don't want to meet up with any more of those spiders. Look, a way out. We're saved, Gillian. Metal, don't let your guard down.
What in the world?
This is part of the tube liner, the city's long-abandoned subway system.
You mean Queen's Hospital and this were connected?
Yes, it would appear that the Snatchers were using this to move from place to place. This would provide them with the perfect way to move about while still avoiding the ultraviolet rays they hate so much. We should have realized this sooner. The city is crisscrossed by the tube liner's old lines, and since they are abandoned, the Snatchers could move undetected as well.
Aha! That's how those two we caught a glimpse of at the abandoned factory where Gibson was killed were able to disappear so quickly. They must have used this subway.
That would appear to be correct. The tube liner passes underneath that factory site as well. That would also explain why sand from the factory was in the air duct at the hospital.
So this is the trick they were using to stay out of the sun and avoid being seen while they moved around.
Now we know why it took so long to uncover them.
All right, let's follow the subway. We should be able to get out when we get to the nearest station.
How far does this bloody thing go? Apparently he's braided all of a sudden. We're probably lost. I wonder where we are. Metal, can you see what's up ahead? It appears that the tunnel continues for as far as I can see. Changing into Lark mode, playing some Borderlands 3 with some friends. Alright, Valkyrian, thanks for joining in. Enjoy your Borderlands. That's the area we just passed through. I see nothing out of the ordinary. The only sound is that of our own footsteps. Metal, can you hear any trains approaching? What are you saying, Gillian? The tube liner system has been abandoned for years. Metal, how much farther do we have to go to reach the next station? Since I don't know what our exact present location is, I cannot give you an accurate figure. This part of the system didn't have very many stations. We will probably have to walk quite a bit further. What part of the city is this? I believe we are probably underneath the MR district. My initials, apparently. I'm not picking up any unusual sounds. Cannot see anything else. Gillian, what's wrong?
Look, Metal, light!
Yes, but this doesn't look like a station.
There's a ladder.
Where do you suppose it leads, Gillian?
I don't have the slightest, but let's climb it and see.
All right, now climbing the ladder.
How do you climb the ladder, Metal?
We seem to have emerged into an odd place. Wait, this room.
Isn't this Nielsen's bathroom?
It's Freddie Nielsen's bathroom.
Yeah.
He was using this shaft from the bathtub to get down into the subway. So that's how he did that.
Ah, yes. As I recall, after you disposed of Lisa, he somehow entered the apartment without using the regular entrance.
Which he accomplished by using this secret passage into his bathtub.
The bathtub must be of a double construction. The bottom is actually a lid. When they wanted to hide the passage, all they needed to do was fill the tub. And to get in and out, they would just drain the water into another tank.
Jeez, Double-bottom bathtubs? Abandoned subways? Snatchers really go out of their way to stay out of the sun.
Okay, Gillian, let's head outside.
Alright. First, it appears that the faucet was a double construction, functioning as a switch as well. Don't worry, there's nobody else in the reflection. I prefer not to be strangled like that again, thank you. Let's save real quick. Save completed. No time for that now. Harry and Mika are in danger. Yeah, okay, fine. This is Freddy's living room. Lisa's remains have been cleaned up. The large-scale map of Moscow. Moscow, huh? Chin Shuo over at Queen's Hospital had a picture of St. Basil's Cathedral. The chief keeps a picture of Red Square hidden. How come everybody is such a big Moscow fan these days? What's going on here? Moscow seems to hold some clue to this whole thing, doesn't it? Moscow. That guy say something about it? Before the explosion, didn't Chin Shuo say something about achieving what was meant to be 55 years ago? And the depth of the Kremlin? Now that you mention it, this map is from exactly that era, isn't it? Moscow, 55 years ago. The key to understanding the Snatchers no doubt lies here. This has to have some meaning. I don't think they'd paste a 50-year-old map up here just as a decoration. It's a late 20th century map. Indeed it is. Nothing more to investigate, I guess. Huh. Well, I can't do anything else with it. Be careful that you don't touch the tape lines. Tape? You mean this laser beam, right? That was a weird way to put that. You mean this laser beam, right? Don't break the beam, Gillian. You'll have people from headquarters all over the place. It's a security sensor, you know? I see. Gotta make sure nobody messes with the evidence, after all. Yeah. Jeez, I feel like I'm breaking into the place or some... like breaking out. We're outside of Nielsen's apartment. Thank God. Now let's get back to headquarters. Take a while. Walking back would take far too long. We have to find some other way. Are there taxis or anything around here? Why don't we search the area? Look, there's a taxi over there. The cab is for hire. Shall we board it? Best idea we have, I think. Alright, let's board the taxi. We boarded the taxi. This is a very creepy looking scene. Where to, sir? This is a man cab. I can take you anywhere you want to go. His face is concealed. Polarizing film has been placed on the rearview mirror. Hey, this is a black taxi, you know? Don't be so nosy, okay? The driver is of medium height and medium build. Come on, you know the unspoken rule. Drivers and the passengers of black taxis aren't supposed to interfere with each other's business, you know? Here, we can only see the back of his head. I don't know, I don't trust that thing. That guy. The car has been modified to operate on manual only. Yeah. God! You're so annoying, my sir. My sir? Driver's identification is not posted on the dashboard. We're an urgent business. Get us to Junker headquarters as quickly as you can. Junker headquarters, eh? What would you want to go there for? Something going down? You just said that it's best we stay out of each other's hair, man. Like, literally just a few seconds ago. Several times. And again. We're in a hurry. Is that some kind of a joke, sir? You can't be serious. This is a manned taxi, you know? I can't go to a place like that. Metal, I think we picked a weird taxi. Listen, I'm a junker. Take me to junker headquarters and do it quickly. I'm afraid not. You're going somewhere else. You want to know where that is? Where? Straight to hell! Shinsuo! I don't think so.
Is he dead?
He's junk now. Stubborn one, wasn't he?
Jeez. He made it through that explosion and was waiting for us out here. If those things ever get control of the city, there's no way we'll ever get it back.
My gun looks
We've
tiny.
gotta stop him before that.
And to do that, we have to prevent the chief from getting to the Kyoto summit.
I know. And I have to pay back my debt to Random.
Let's use this taxi to get back to Junker headquarters.
I planned on it. I just hope Mika and Harry are safe.
We've arrived at Junker headquarters. I certainly hope Mika and Harry are safe. Well, Mika was in that booth of hers, which apparently even a tank can't get through. Alright, Metal, this is it. The final showdown. Are you ready? Let's go. Now entering headquarters. This is the lobby. What? The shutter on the reception booth is closed. It appears that something attacked this place. The shutter on the reception booth is closed. So where did Mika go? She's probably still inside. This is the protective shutter for the reception booth. It is automatically lowered in times of danger. It functions as a protective shield, so there's no way to see inside the booth with it like this. The surface of the shutter shows evidence of having been struck by fire from an energy weapon. I read motion. Something is inside the booth. It's probably Mika. Gillian, we have to open this somehow. It's been locked from the inside. The only way to open it is from inside the booth. Can't this be opened from the outside? If it has an emergency external connection port, then it can be opened from the outside. Well, take a look at it then. Metal, find this external connection jack. Here we are. I have located an emergency external connection port on the side of the booth. With this, I will be able to open the shutter. We'll do it. Maybe I have to use Metal Gear. No? Well, I should save anyway. The emergency light is flashing on the door check panel. The headquarters has been put on emergency status? Apparently. There are a few holes in the shield, no doubt caused by blaster or cannon fire. Cannon? Then it's Snatchers who did this. Who else would it be? Open shutter. Now plugging into with emergency external connection port. Releasing lock mechanism. Now opening the shutter.
All right, I'm going to open it, but please use extreme caution. Anything could be inside.
Mika! Mika, are you all right? Metal, how is she?
Her pulse is normal. The only external injuries are to her forehead, and they are not serious. There's
Good.
been no significant blood loss.
Mika, come on, snap out of it. It's me, Gillian.
Gillian? Gillian.
Mika, what happened?
Gillian, the chief. The chief is a Snatcher.
So
You know.
he's finally shown his true colors.
Harry's...
What's happened to Harry?
Harry put me in the pod and sealed the main door. He locked the Snatcher in.
That was smart. Not even a Snatcher can get through this shield.
So where's Harry?
He said keep the door sealed no matter what happens in there. And then he went in. Gillian, please help him.
Harry! Mika, open the door. I'm going in.
And seal it behind us.
Metal, we're going in. Be careful. That Snatcher could be hiding anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Gillian, please be careful. The chief is very cunning. Don't let your guard down.
Well,
Don't
his
worry.
name is
I'll
Cunningham.
watch myself in there.
Oh. I don't think Harry's okay. What's this? Someone is down. Pat! Harry!
Harry!
Oh, Gillian, is that you? I'm getting old. Just look at me.
What happened?
I saw the chief messing with your turbocycle, and that weird picture in his office.
Metal, how is he? Metal!
I do not wish to say.
Really that bad, huh?
Gillian, when I confronted him about what I saw, he showed me what he really was. I was barely able to even scratch him.
That's enough, Harry. I understand. Metal, is there anything we can do for him?
Gillian, I'm sorry.
Harry, you'll be okay. Doesn't look like you're hurting too bad. This'll work out perfect. You always were working too hard anyway. Why don't you take a nice long vacation somewhere and rest up?
Yeah, sure. Nice try, Gillian, but it's my body. I know I ain't gonna make it. You were a good kid, Gillian.
Harry!
I don't know how to say this right.
I have the same eye color.
But I've always had a special feeling about you. I've always had trouble talking to people since I was little, like my father. What I can remember of him.
Pulse and blood pressure falling.
Harry, hang in there. You and I were gonna go out and tie one on, remember?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You, me, and Jean, the three of us.
But John is...
Metal, quiet!
Gillian, I've lived my life alone. I didn't know my parents or family. Always so stubborn, glued to my research. I never really trusted anybody. That was a mistake.
Blood pressure continuing to fall.
Harry?
After Jean died, I felt it. Human warmth, companionship.
I know what you mean.
Gillian, I just wanted to get along with everybody. I don't need no Nobel Prize. For 50 years, I've been searching, trying to find something I lost. Looks like I'll never find it now.
Gillian, he's about...
Looks like I've been talking too much. It's up to you now, Gillian. I'm finished. You won't forget this, old grouch, will you?
Harry!
Gillian, you've got to believe in yourself. You're the last junker.
Except for Mika.
Harry! Harry!
Pulse 0. Pupils are dilated.
Cunningham! No! Snatcher! I'll get you for this!
We have no time for grieving. That Snatcher is still hiding somewhere here in headquarters.
Metal, listen to me. If that Snatcher gets me, you've got to take Mika and run. Then you got to blow up Junker headquarters. Blow it sky high. You understand me?
Yes, sir. I just hope it doesn't come to that. So, where should we start our search?
Hi, Yannick. We're having a moment over here. Well, let's find Cunningham, shall we? No sign of him in here. There's no reading. My movement sensor is functioning properly. It's not hiding in the locker. It's always good. What? Oh, sorry, nothing there. Okay, nothing under the desks. Let's try engineering. I didn't kill Harry. Chief Cunningham killed Harry because he's a Snatcher. I don't see the Snatcher. About the only place one could hide in this room is here, right? Right, I'm investigating. No Snatchers here. Pick up any motion in engineering metal? No reading. My movement sensor is functioning properly. The ceiling fan is the only thing moving. What about his own room? Chief's office. What? In a place like this? Alright, I'll check it now. Please be careful. Nothing unusual. Nothing under the sofa. Nothing under the desk. We're the only ones registering on my motion detector. Snatcher does not seem to be around. Yeah. Oh. But the only place then would be, the shooting range, I guess, or the computer room. Register any motion in here in the computer room, Metal? No reading. My movement sensor is functioning properly. No Snatcher in here. Nothing unusual. Nothing under the desk. No Snatcher in here. Junker's eye is what that says on the side. Interesting. This chief changed into a toaster for stealth? That bastard. There's a good chance it's hiding in here somewhere. Sorry, nothing there. How about motion in the shooting range? Reading anything? The only one's registering on my motion sensor. No Snatchers in the booth. No Snatchers above. What's this? There's something on the desk. Hmm? Uh-oh, it's dripping from the ceiling. Some kind of stain on the desktop. It's getting bigger. It's blood. It appears to be the blood is dripping from the ceiling. Why don't we investigate the ceiling? Hello, you. Cunningham!
The lighting control system has been destroyed. Distance to motion readings increasing.
Is he trying to run?
Motion readings have vanished.
You got past me this time, Snatcher.
Headquarters emergency lighting has been activated.
Can we find him again?
We should go after him immediately.
We'll find him. We know he's somewhere inside headquarters.
The Snatcher has been wounded. We should look for traces of blood.
Here's where Harry's dead. Harry's body's the only thing around. Just wait here a little longer, Harry. I'll get the bastard for you. Okay. No blood here. So it's the same, Gillian. Yeah. It's gotta check, though. Don't see any blood in here, either. Searching the same place over and over does not do any good. Well, you don't know that. There's no reading. Harry's body is as we left it. There's no sign that it's been disturbed. Can we go to the front from here? No. The Snatcher's blood trail continues out the door. Indeed it does. No blood in here either. Oh, wait. No trace of Snatcher's blood in this area. Now I can search for the blood stains. Okay. This is really weird. It has to be somewhere in headquarters. No evidence of blood anywhere. That's funny. I was pretty sure that I at least winged him. Search for blood. Can I locate any signs of blood? Where are you hiding? No blood here either. That Snatcher is wounded. There must be blood somewhere. I could check all the rooms now, though. Damn, where's it hiding? There's no way for it to get out of headquarters. There's still some rooms we haven't checked. Are there? Ah, the front. Let's check the lobby. The lobby? You never know. But the main door was sealed off before when we came in. We've checked and double-checked everywhere else. Let's go take a look. Mika's gone.
The main door has been opened. Did Mika open it?
Wait, Mika's not in the pod. What happened?
The lighting has been disconnected.
Don't move, Seed. Cunningham, is that you?
I read motion. He is definitely in here.
Where are you? Show yourself. I'm right here. I don't need to run or hide from you.
How did you do this to Mika?
Mika!
No, Gillian, don't move. It's a trap.
A hostage? You cowardly scum! Mika, why did you open the entrance?
I don't know. I was really scared. I mean, the emergency light's coming on so suddenly.
Seed, go ahead and shoot! But you'd better be a pretty good shot, or this kid goes home in a bag.
Shoot, Gillian. Kill this thing. Don't worry about me.
Mika!
What are you going to do?
I have you now, Junker!
The only thing I can do.
Snatcher's functions have been terminated.
Mika, are you all right?
Yes. Yes, I think so.
Nice.
Thank you.
Harry? I got him. Random? Sorry it took so long, but this ought to make us even.
Junker? You may have stopped me, but it's not over yet.
Gillian, this is just residual energy feedback. Its power levels are dropping rapidly.
Crane's hospital was nothing more than a maintenance facility. We have comrades operating throughout the city, more than you can imagine. Now our plans will move into Phase 2. For that, we will enlist the help of Professor Lorraine. Your existence is meaningless, as long as you don't get your memory back.
Professor Lorraine.
Good luck, Junker.
My memory? Comrades? Professor Lorraine?
Harry! Why? Please tell me. Why do so many good people have to die?
Mika.
This is all wrong.
Mika, don't worry. I won't let anybody else die. I've made a promise to Harry and Random. But the city is still full of Snatchers. This fight is just beginning.
Well, at least we didn't shoot Mika.
Gillian, I have an urgent video call from Jamie. I'll connect you.
Whoa.
Gillian, I've got my memory back. I remember everything.
Your memory? So what about us, Jamie? Who are we?
Gillian, it's terrible. What we've done.
Jamie, what's wrong?
I can't tell you something like this over the video phone. I would have been better off never remembering.
Okay, Jamie, calm down. I'll head out right now. Where are you? Is it snowing?
I'm sorry, Gillian. I can't tell you. They've taken our boy hostage.
Our boy? Who?
Professor Modner is here too.
Jamie, what are you talking about?
I'm so sorry.
Snatcher!
Gillian!
We have Professor Lorraine. We only require her cooperation for a short period here at the Kremlin. So for now, I suggest you avoid doing anything foolish. Professor Seed.
Professor Seed. The plot is certainly thickening, as it does in these Kojima games. How are you doing here, Nick?
With the start of this year's Kyoto Summit just 3 hours away, the delegates from the participating countries are beginning to arrive at the conference center. A major poll of domestic and international opinion, carried out just last week, shows that the vast majority of respondents favor a complete quarantine of Neo Kobe as a means to combat the risk of the Snatcher menace.
Now that the Chief's death has been confirmed, it won't be long before they strip us of our Junker authorization.
I'm good.
They will be deciding how to handle Neo Kobe at the summit in just 3 hours.
There are rumors that they're going to use nukes on the city to make sure the Snatchers are wiped out.
That's ridiculous. Come on, this is the 21st century.
That may not be as improbable as it seems. The world's leaders are extremely concerned about the Snatcher problem.
The Chief was going to calm this hysteria in his speech at the summit, but that'll never happen now.
3 months ago, government pressure on Junker operations increased dramatically. Gillian's transfer here was really our last chance.
Our own chief was snatched. It's not too surprising they don't want to trust us anymore.
I've heard that the Army and FBI are going to take over operations now.
That's correct. That too will be officially decided in 3 hours' time.
3 hours, eh? Is there any way we can find their hideout in that time?
If we don't, we and everybody else in this city are finished.
As far as they're concerned, we're just like a cancerous tumor that has to be cut out.
We have to hit the Snatcher's headquarters before then.
Gillian, can you do it?
If we only knew where it was, I should be able to manage something.
Hitting their outposts like Queen's Hospital won't do any good. We have to find their main nerve center.
What about the memory of that Snatcher who was impersonating the chief?
Just like the others, it was completely blanked. It's a form of self-destruct mechanism that they use.
Wait a minute. Mental. What about tracing that video phone call from Jamie?
It was no good. The call didn't last long enough. Still, it definitely did come from within the city.
Damn. Where are they hiding?
Gillian, can't you remember anything at all? Didn't Jamie say something that implied you were somehow connected to the Snatchers?
Nothing. I can't remember a damn thing. Metal, I want you to tell me everything you know about me. Why was I sent to Junker headquarters? Where did I come from?
Gillian...
Metal, the chief's dead. Tell me everything you know about me.
Well, you see...
Metal!
All right. With the chief gone, you are the highest-ranking officer here.
You knew all along?
Of course.
Where were we rescued from?
3 years ago, you and Jamie were taken into protective custody in the Siberian Neutral Zone by the 17th Siberian Investigative Force. More precisely, you were discovered in cryogenic sleep pods in an underground bunker near Moscow.
Cryogenic sleep pods? You mean they were frozen?
This is a photograph of the bunker. There
I
is
turned up
no
the volume
record of
slightly.
when you were placed there. In addition, the third pod was empty at the time you were discovered.
There were 3 pods?
You were revived and taken into custody by the Army. Apparently, as a result of the extended sleep, both of you suffered from complete amnesia. However, another theory suggests your memories may have been intentionally erased. This is the only piece of evidence found at the site.
That's Harry's picture, from when he was a kid.
That it is.
That's correct. Harry is Gillian and Jamie's son. It's been
Whoa.
confirmed by DNA tests.
Harry? Harry was my son?
Using the information gained from the photo, it was established that you are Gillian Seed and your wife, Jamie Lorraine. Both of you are American citizens, born in the late 1960s.
The 1960s?
In addition, both of you vanished without a trace in 1989. There is no other information available about you after that.
1989?
Yes, you come from a world that's been gone for 50 years.
But what does that have to do with the Snatchers?
When the 17th Special Investigative Force was bringing the two of you out, there was an accident. Though the two of you were all right, most of the 17th was killed. One of them was a Snatcher. Of course, before their departure, they all underwent thorough examinations. So, if one of them was snatched...
It had to be somewhere in Siberia, right?
That's correct. And in order to attempt to determine the origin of the Snatcher, as well as your true identities, you were assigned to Junker headquarters. The hope was that exposure to the Snatchers would help you regain your memories.
Moscow? 50 years ago?
Almost everyone who was in Moscow at the time was killed in the catastrophe.
So Gillian and Jamie are the only living witnesses?
Harry. Harry was my son. Did he know?
No. It was highly classified information. He was never told.
I was never able to do anything for him.
Wait a minute, Gillian. Didn't Jamie say something about taking a boy hostage?
Yeah. She did.
That's right. They must know about Harry and are using him to threaten her.
We have to find their headquarters quickly.
We've only got 3 hours.
Gillian, let's think this all through again. We may get some kind of a hint out of it.
You're right. There may be some clue in the way they're operating.
All right, let's go over what we know about them.
Snatcher's weak point. That would be ultraviolet rays. The sun's rays, technically. That's correct. The weak point is their defective artificial skin. Long-term exposure to ultraviolet rays causes mutations in the melanocytes in the stratum basal of their skin, which become cancerous. So yeah, apparently we've been like in cold sleep or something for like 50 years. Apparently both Jamie and Gillian worked as scientists in Moscow or something. Which would explain why Jamie was at the Olympics in the 60s, because she was probably really young back then. Before she became an adult and worked as a scientist. Specifically, long ultraviolet rays in the 250 to 350 nanometer range is responsible for causing the cancer. That's right. And the reason that they are so limited as to... And that's the reason that they are so limited as to when they can be out. They only come out at night in the middle of the winter and wear sunscreen even then. That's the method that Jean used to figure out what the Snatchers were up to. How ironic. It turns out that the destruction of the ozone layer actually had a benefit for us humans. In this game, maybe. That's right. Now, what method were they using to move and be able to avoid ultraviolet rays and sunlight at the same time? They used the underpass. That's right. They were using the abandoned tunnels of the old tube liner system to get from place to place. That's how they were able to move around without being noticed. Nielsen's apartment, the old factory, Queen's Hospital, all of their hideouts were connected by the tube liner. So maybe there's a tunnel under their main base as well? There's a good chance of that. What is this quiz? Next, what phenomenon was always observed in any location where Snatchers appeared, including the underground tunnels? It was Snow 9. That's right. And what was the cause of the sneezing? Snow 9. You're correct. The sneezing was caused by the presence of the allergen Snow 9. Snow 9 is an artificial form of pollen developed by the military, and its presence is limited to certain regions. Is that what was, like, in Jamie's call at the end? Was that Snow 9 that was kind of falling around? Because there was some kind of snow. They were using it to interfere with radio transmissions and keep people away. They probably were producing it intentionally themselves. The only regions of the city where Snow 9 is still present are areas around the Ina River. That's been cleared out of other areas because of the danger it presents. The map in Nielsen's apartment did show a river. So that means that their base must be somewhere near the Ina River, right? That is a fair conclusion. They are probably somewhere near the Ina River, protected by the Snow 9. Accessible to the tube liner and near the Ina River. We must not forget the 3 photographs that we found the Snatchers with. All of them were related to the Soviet Union before the catastrophe. That river looks familiar, doesn't it? That shape. Looks very much like the Ina River. The map on the wall of Nielsen's apartment. The picture of the temple and the director's office at Queen's Hospital. The photo of Red Square hidden in the chief's office. Why do the Snatchers keep pictures and memorabilia like this? Maybe they're homesick. Maybe that's where they come from. Homesick? Get serious, Mika. They're robots, you know. Let's analyze this a little closer. What city is related to all 3 of these pictures? Moscow. What city? Russia! That's a city, right? That's correct. It's Moscow. Moscow must be where they come from. That must be the basis of their programming. You might be right. Just as people have a hometown that is dear to them, their creators may have put a hometown into their programming. They use very advanced artificial intelligence systems, so they may have needed something like that to maintain their emotional balance. Yeah, they were born out of nothing, but they needed to give them some kind of image as an emotional base. So Moscow is their creator and their home, at the place where they found Jamie and I.
In other words, this homing instinct thing of theirs has led them to set up their headquarters in some place that reminds them of home, or their creator.
What part of this city is like Moscow?
Moscow's really cold, right? They get a lot of snow, don't they?
Snow?
No snow has been recorded in Neo Kobe in several years.
Well, then that's not it.
Wait, what about that pollen? That crystal bioengineered stuff, Snow 9?
Now that you mention it, wasn't it snowing on Jamie's video phone call?
That's what I said.
That's right. Their hideout has to be somewhere close to the Ina River.
The Ina River flows for miles around here,
Looks like
Gillian.
Ina.
We could never search it all in time.
Gillian, let's look at a map of the areas investigated so far. This is an enlarged view of the southwest portion of the city around the Ina River. This blue area is that in which Snow 9 is present. Now I'll superimpose a chart of the abandoned tube liner tunnels. From this we can establish those areas with Snow 9, which are accessible by subway tunnel.
Too many.
Damn. Nice try, but it's still too large. We could never cover it in 3 hours.
Don't give up so fast, Gillian. What about that image of home thing we were talking about? Maybe there's some kind of geographic similarity. Maybe the same view can be seen or something.
I'll display a map of Moscow alongside.
Yeah, the river looks almost exactly the same.
What's this?
Look, the rivers are exactly the same shape.
Sort of.
This is the Moscow River over here.
It looks like we're on the right track, Metal. Show us the location that Jamie and I were picked up from.
All right, right here.
Metal, before the catastrophe, what was at this location?
The headquarters for the entire Soviet Union, the Kremlin.
The Kremlin? That Snatcher said something about taking Jamie to their Kremlin.
Metal, what spot in Neo Kobe would match up with the location of Moscow's Kremlin?
Calculating. This is the spot. It's presently occupied by an old church. It's rather large, but reports indicate it's been abandoned for nearly 20 years.
And it's right in the middle of the Snow 9 and subway area.
That's it! That's their headquarters, their new Kremlin.
Gillian, let's go!
Wait, Gillian. I want to go with you.
Sorry, Mika.
Hey, I'm a junker too, you know.
I know, and you're a great one at that.
So take me with you then.
You head to the summit to warn the delegates. They haven't given up, you know.
The summit's in Kyoto. I'm not going to be the only one to run.
You've got to convince them not to use nukes on Neo Kobe.
We found their hideout. There's no need now to sink the whole island.
Yes, but...
It's a tough job. Can you do it?
Okay, Gillian. I'll do what I can.
Thanks. Thank you, Mika.
Don't say it, okay?
Let's go, Gillian!
Gillian?
Yes? What's wrong?
How about dinner sometime?
Dinner?
Yeah, you know, dinner.
Mika.
Not interested. I thought it would be nice, you know, to kick back, relax. It's Christmas after all.
Christmas, huh? I'll be back by then.
Gillian, we have to hurry.
That's a promise, right? I heard you.
Yeah, okay. But I gotta go to church first.
I'll see you soon then.
Okay, Metal, let's go.
That wasn't awkward. This is the last turbo cycle. Let's look. This spare turbo cycle has not been painted, but that does not affect its locomotive functions. Take a careful look, please. This vehicle can only be used for another 3 hours. It appears quite safe. It has not been tampered with. Good. There's nothing to worry about. Okay, let's save. Because I don't want to go through all that again. Yes, please. Of course I know the answer to that question. Then don't ask.
I've input the map data on the Kremlin's locations. Lift off.
Is Gillian gonna be okay in a super heavy Snow 9 area?
Flight configuration. Now gaining altitude.
Jamie, please be safe.
I mean, he'd
Gillian,
start...
please keep in mind that we're working with a strict time limit.
A 50-year debt in 3 hours.
He starts sneezing with even, like, tiny concentrations. Never...
Snow!
Whoa.
Snow 9, to be specific. We've entered the Snow 9 region. Please put on your breathing filter. Direct inhalation is dangerous.
All right.
Radio transmissions will also be impossible from this point on. Understood?
No answer, but yeah, I understand.
Now descending. Conversion to hover configuration complete. Gillian, we've arrived.
Well, let's go back to Junker HQ. Hunker? That certainly looks Russian. Wow, now I know why they call it their Kremlin. The only sound is that of the wind. Nope, large movement signals. Okay. The building is about 50 years old, but appears very well maintained. Where's the entrance? On the front side of the building. Where's the entrance? Hang on a second. Excuse me. There was some kind. Ooh, holy shit! There was some kind of animal picking on my my window frame. Excuse me. I should have muted the microphone. Oh well. This is definitely Snow 9. It's hard to believe that this much of it is present right here in the city. And this is just one spot. You should see the rest of the river. The sensor scan reveals that a two-blinder tunnel passes directly underneath this area. Well, that's no surprise. Looks like we've got the right place.
Alright, now opening the door.
What's wrong? Won't open?
I've scanned it, and it's not locked. It is probably rusted into place.
Not surprising. After all, our friends always go in and out through the basement.
Let's push it together.
All right. 1, 2, 3!
Squeak.
Got it?
What's this? Would appear to be some kind of a chapel for the Snatchers. Are you telling me those things pray? To whom? No doubt their creator. That portrait on the wall is probably a representation of him. This is quite loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I turned it up for the long cutscene earlier. There we go. Still quite loud, but it should be bearable. This person is no doubt one of the Snatchers, the one the Snatchers worship as their creator. Looks kind of like random. Yeah, isn't that random? One moment, I'll compare the picture with my data on random. While the facial bone structure of the individual in the portrait is nearly identical to that of random, a positive identification is impossible as the picture is not a photograph. It just looks too much like him to be a coincidence. Now, I realized this the other day, but didn't mention it yet, but I'm pretty sure I know who this is. Yeah, Modnar, exactly. Something is written on the painting. The creator, Modnar. Now, this is sort of like a Dracula and Alucard situation here. The one that Snatcher was talking about, huh? Oh, I had the wrong flourish to that one. The one that Snatcher was talking about, huh? There we go. It appears to be a portrait of that person. There are a number of scratches on the surface. They were almost certainly caused by the Snatchers. It's all very organized, almost inhumanly so. There's another room further back. Farther back. No motion at all. Have the order left for the summit? I don't think so. I think it's nice and orderly, as if the pre-collapsed Soviet Union has been recreated here. Just us and the wind, that's all I can hear. Based on the condition of the paints and the canvas, I would say that this portrait was painted over 50 years ago. I guess Mr. Modnar was also in a cryo chamber. Maybe we work together. You know, I bet you this is gonna be something really stupid. Like a love story, like, oh, but I love Jamie, so I was trying to get rid of only you, Gillian. Now moving into the back room. Whoa, there's a lot of Snatchers. Snatchers! Look at them all. I'm not picking up any energy readings. They're all deactivated in some kind of suspension mode. So this is their warehouse, eh? There must be a few hundred of them here. They continue all the way back. Still, that doesn't look like a factory to me. This would be a great time to save. Also, I can use the video phone? That must be something he's gonna complain about if I try and use it. Considering how much snow and ice there is. Let's use the video phone. Cannot get a clear channel in this area. No transmission is possible. Snow 9 is causing the trouble? Snow 9 levels are very high here, so there's no way to call in any reinforcements, huh? Like who, Mika? I'm afraid that's about the size of it. But what about the video phone call from Jamie? No doubt the call used a very high-powered transmitter of some kind. Yeah, that's fair. It's perfectly quiet. I would say too quiet. None of these Snatchers appear damaged. All they need is their energy packs. The generator units have yet to be installed, however. They're genderless death robots. I'm not showing anything out of the ordinary. You mean detecting? I'm not picking up any large movement signals. Any small ones? These are endostructures, which have yet to have the artificial skin installed. The bone-sizing devices and skull slits are all still set to the smallest sizes. Oh, okay. So their victims haven't been chosen yet. They're all just waiting for their turn. They are preserved in excellent condition. It appears that they undergo regular maintenance. Just us in the wind, that's all I hear. I would be terrified standing in this place. They almost look as if they could spring to life at any moment. If this many Snatchers were to start moving at the same time, there's little we could do. Shoot them all. Bet you they can spring to life at any moment. Do not see any tools or equipment for maintaining anything in the area. This room would appear to be just a storage area. There seems to be a number of containers stacked up in the back of the room. I would shoot them all out, right? There's some kind of a label here. 23rd Siberian Investigative Force. Oh. These are some old ones. Siberian Investigative Force. It would appear that these Snatchers were brought to Nyokobe from the Siberian Neutral Zone. It seems that the investigative forces have been responsible for shipping the Snatchers. In other words, the investigative forces have been snatched, just like when they found us. I see. The Siberian investigative forces bring the Snatchers out here of Siberia and into storage here. I think you're right, Metal. And then the Snatchers just wait here in the storage to be reactivated and adjusted after their victims are selected. A rather efficient system. I wonder where the actual snatching takes place. The back part of this room may hold the answer to that question. Well, let's take a look. Are you ready, Gillian? Now heading for the room farther back. Whoa. The Snatcher's culturing room. The mechanism is operating. Yeah, that ain't great. This may turn out to be the last time we save anything. Oh, be positive, Metal Gear. We'll be fine. Yeah, sure. Gillian, there are Snatchers with that artificial skin already installed here. That also means they have their power packs.
This is where they fuse the artificial skin onto the Snatcher's endostructure. First, they adjust the size of the still skinless Snatcher to the size of the individual who is to be snatched. The Snatcher's overall shape and size can be adjusted by expansion or contraction of sizing rods. Their sex is controlled by gender units, which are installed at this point. Then, the face is modified to match the intended victim by adjusting the size of the upper and lower jaw, cheekbones, temporal bones, and tooth alignment.
Just like Gibson said, that means there are limits to the size of the people that they can snatch.
That's right. The limits of the mechanism mean that they can't snatch children, the elderly, or people who are very tall or heavy. And this is where the artificial muscles attach.
Is it organic?
No. It appears to be coated with a type of plastic gel capable of mechanical response. Like human muscles, it creates mechanical energy through chemical reactions. And this is where the artificial skin is attached. In order to prevent the synthetic cells, developed using biotechnological protein design techniques, from rejecting the inorganic material below, they attach it gradually over a number of days.
And this is the stuff that gets cancer if they stay out in the sun too long.
Finally, they attach body and scalp hair. The process involves transplant of synthetic hair follicles as well, so the hair will grow back if it's lost.
What about scars or birthmarks?
It would appear that they make those adjustments at this point in the process, as they would for wrinkles to simulate age.
Interesting. These cylinders are used to culture the Snatcher's artificial skin, and the structures are submerged within them. It appears that weak ultraviolet rays are being projected from above. This is really advanced, way beyond anything we saw at Queen's Hospital. Through that. The whole area is protected as a clean room. There's a door at the far end of the room. Well, that's somewhere we'll have to go soon. I'm not registering any sounds except those regular noises coming from the equipment here. A computer terminal is installed in each preservation cylinder. These terminals must all be connected to a host computer which monitors conditions inside each of the cylinders. Power is on. Look at this, Gillian. The data of people to be snatched are all being neatly processed. Ugh. This is very sophisticated equipment. I'm surprised at the advanced level of the facility they have constructed. I think the Snatchers are the good guys after all. I don't think so, man. I wonder where they're getting their funding from. That was a good question. They're supplying their financial backers with Snatchers as well. Yeah, of course they are. It's locked, but I should be able to open it from this side.
So this is where the whole thing begins. The endostructures arrive here from the Kremlin. Then they convert them into copies of their victims. And finally, they head out into the city using the old subway system.
With artificial skin maintenance being handled at Queen's Hospital.
But who's behind all this?
Gillian, look at this. There are some finished Snatchers over here.
Get a load of this. The U.S. President, the Prime Ministers of Japan, and the UK.
And that's me.
Gillian, you're in here too.
Figures. They were looking to snatch every VIP at the summit.
And the last junker, you. It definitely looks like they plan on moving out beyond Neo Kobe.
If they were to snatch every major world leader, they'd practically be able to control the planet. Still, that's odd. With their flawed skin, pulling something off like that would really be difficult.
Chin said they had found the key to developing a perfect artificial skin. Maybe they've already produced it.
No idea. But the number of snatchers here makes it clear that they're up to something new.
Gillian, this is definitely their nest. We should destroy everything.
Not yet. Not until we found Jamie. Metal, how much time do we have left?
The summit should have begun by now. We don't have much time. And once our legal privileges are suspended, I won't be able to help. In fact, I'll be forced to restrain you.
I know.
Good luck on
If the
that.
military wants to avoid nukes and goes for a surgical strike on this facility, what would they likely use?
Probably a phased particle beam from one of the attack satellites.
Damn.
A phased particle beam, huh? That'll wipe this complex right off the map.
Everything, including the soil, will simply evaporate. The attack will leave just a large crater.
Cool.
Metal, can you convince them to give me another hour? Even 30 minutes will help.
Understood. I'll try my best.
And I'll try to find and rescue Jamie in that time.
I can't transmit here due to interference from the Snow 9. I'll have to leave the area and then send the message.
All right. Do it, Metal.
Gillian, don't forget. 30 minutes. You must get out before then.
I understand.
Gillian, I'm sorry I couldn't help you better.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to move faster by myself anyway. 30 minutes should be plenty. Go, Metal!
Yes, sir. Don't forget, 30 minutes.
I'm gonna put a save here. Just in case. We don't have to skip everything.
30
If I
minutes?
fuck up.
Oh, this is gonna be tight. That room's the only place left to check. Let's take a look.
Alright. Gonna be fairly automated from here, I think. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, hey, hey now. Stop this. Shit. Oh. Ah, it's not reading my inputs. These are some large-ass insectors. Oh my god! Stop! Whew!
Whew. I wasn't ready for that. They almost got me. All
No
right,
joke.
Let's open the next door.
Ow, my hand, by the way.
Doesn't look like there's anything here. Ah!
Liar! Nothing here in my ass. God, you gotta be so fast. Shit. Woo!
Jeez, these guys are tough. Of course, I didn't exactly expect them to welcome me with open arms. Okay, let's try this next door.
Gotta go fast. Pardon the safe state. Hey!
Jamie, are you all right?
Gillian, you came for me.
Are you hurt?
No, they won't lay a finger on me. Not until the new artificial skin is completed anyway.
Artificial skin research? You?
Gillian, I've got my memory back. All of it.
What happened? Tell me, Jamie.
They said they'd kill him. They said they'd kill Harry. They forced me. I had to help them with the skin development. They said I had to help them because the professor was ill. Wasn't getting any better. Gillian, the engineer Harry, he's our son. He's been living on his own now for 50 years.
Jamie, I'm afraid that Harry's...
There was nothing I could do. They forced me. But I can't do it anymore.
Jamie!
The professor, he just died. He was over 100.
Damn.
The professor? What? This old man?
Whoa.
Don't you remember? It's Professor Modner. Professor Petrovich Modner.
What? This old man is Modner?
He's been confined here for 3 years now, just to develop the Snatcher's artificial skin. Terrible. Doing that to your own father.
Whose father? Jamie, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
You really can't remember, can you?
Jamie, tell me. Tell me who I am. What were we doing at the Kremlin?
Are you sure you really want me to, Gillian? It's all so awful, but if you must know, I'll tell you. Try to remain calm, okay? 56 years ago, you and I were involved in a top-secret Soviet project. It was still during the time of the Cold War. The gulf between East and West was as wide as ever. Everybody was worried about nukes. At that point, the world's armies were at their largest ever. Leaders still believed that a strong military meant a strong nation. There were rumors that there would be an agreement to end the production of nuclear weapons. On the other hand, the major powers like the US began to get involved in
Why is
space
Kojima so
weapons
hung up
race.
on this stuff?
But not the Soviets. The conservative despots in the Kremlin had another, completely different idea for gaining military superiority. A horrible plan, something no one else would think of. At that time, the countries of the communist bloc were facing an economic crisis. Popular movements pushing for democracy were springing up all over. Communism itself was facing extinction. Facing pressure from the reformers, the Kremlin began to panic. And that's when that horrible, childish plan was launched.
And that was the Snatcher project. Replace your enemy's leaders with puppets of your own. Then you control their governments, their economies, take over a country from the inside out.
That's right, Gillian. And to develop these robots, they assembled some of the most brilliant scientific minds from around the world. Some of them were even brought in against their will. At the crux of that development effort was a group called the Frankenstein Project Team. You and I were members of that team, Gillian. It was a 4-person team led by the late Professor Modner here. The robotics expert was Professor Modner himself. His son, Elijah Modner, handled genetics and microbiology. For nanobiology and picobiology, myself. And for behavioral science and psychology, you, Gillian.
What?
Early development was carried out at a lab in Novosibirsk, but was later moved to a secret facility under the Kremlin. At the time, the Glasnost and Perestroika movements were gaining momentum, and they rightly feared for the existence of the program if it should become known. But some of the reformers did learn of the project, and they conspired with the US to block it. Gillian, you were a CIA special agent sent by the United States to infiltrate and sabotage the project.
I was CIA?
Yes, and the government knows that. That's why you were assigned to the Junker team.
What? Who am I?
Work on the project continued to go smoothly. But then, on June 6, 1996, there was that accident. A mysterious explosion at the Chernobyl facility spread a bacterial weapon that was under development there into the atmosphere, destroying the country and the project. Gillian, was it you? Did you set off that explosion?
What? You can't be serious. You think I caused the catastrophe?
Some Somehow, during the confusion, Professor Modner and our son Harry managed to get picked up by American agents. But we couldn't get out in time, you and I and Elijah. In a shelter below the Kremlin, we entered a cryogenic sleep. Our plan was to sleep there until the toxic effects of the bacteria were safely passed.
And then 48 years later, 3 years ago, we were discovered by the 17th Special Investigative Force.
Yes, but when they found us, Elijah's pod was already empty.
Oh.
Elijah Modner? That guy whose picture was in the church? The one that looks like Random?
That's right, Elijah is alive! Elijah is here and working on the Snatchers.
Why don't you let me finish your little story?
Whoa.
Who's there?
It's been a while, hasn't it, Jamie? Ah, yes. And Gillian.
Kobe, is that you? Not too much hair to be
It's
Kobe.
me, Jamie.
Elijah? Is that really you?
Random? No. Not quite.
So you remember me, do you? I am Elijah Modnar, the only son of Professor Petrovich Modnar. I'm afraid I've grown somewhat old and feeble since we last met, however.
Elijah,
Whoa.
why are you doing this? Your father, Professor Modner, he passed away a few minutes ago.
What? My father? My father is dead?
Elijah, what happened to you? The Elijah I knew could never do anything like this.
I've changed, Jamie. These 40 years have changed me.
I can't believe it. What happened to you?
What happened to me? Jamie, do I actually have to explain it to you? Jamie, it's you. Your beauty is the cause of all that has come to pass here.
God damn it, I knew it.
57 years ago, I was obsessed. With my research, yes. And with you, Jamie. At the time, I was still young, having just graduated with my genetic engineering degree. My father's connections got me on the team, and there, I met you. You were working as my father's assistant. Your beauty, your smile, I was stricken. I saw something in you that I never felt with women of my own country. You warmed my cold, young heart, Jamie. You opened me up, and I couldn't stop my feelings.
Elijah.
Oh, I was so happy. The political situation was crumbling around us, but every day was a joy. I gained my father's trust, and with you there watching over me, I was able to work as hard as I ever have on the project. However, my happiness did not last for long. Gillian, it was you.
This is all
You
revenge.
showed up and all was ruined. You arrived and joined our project team. Far from home, Jamie found comfort in a man from the same land. Your relationship grew quickly, and all I could do was stand by and watch.
Get dabbed on.
Jamie and Gillian fell in love, were joined, and even had a child.
Harry.
Even then, my feelings for you only grew stronger. Worried about me, my father tried to have me removed from the project, but I persisted. Jamie, I always wanted to be near you.
Ugh.
And then, the democratic movements that had consumed the rest of the Eastern Bloc spread to our country as well. The Cold War was over. The hardliners who had pushed for its development were stripped of power and the project was cancelled. The reformers, trying to cover up the existence of such a crazed project, ordered that all materials related to it be destroyed and that we stand trial for our actions. Jamie and Gillian were to be returned to their homeland. That's about the time that I learned that you, Gillian, that you were a CIA agent, and that you were trying to pass documents on our research to your military. The country had sold us out. I'm no politician. I couldn't care less about what happened to the country. All I cared about was my research and Jamie. And I was to lose all of that, everything. For someone so young, you cannot understand how great of a shock that was.
Elijah.
That is when I decided, I swore I would see that secret crazed project through to the end. At the time, the bioroids were 80% finished. The main part, their endostructure, was essentially completed. But we still were having trouble with the artificial skin, the area that Jamie and I were assigned to. We called it artificial skin, but there was of course no need to duplicate T lymphocytes, Langerhans cells, or endocrine cells. All we needed was keratinized cells and melanocytes to provide the pigment. With the artificial protein development techniques that we had in those days, full-scale synthetic cell development was very difficult. Research like this took months, years. The original project called for us to simultaneously snatch an entire country. In other words, a whole nation, or an entire city had to be snatched over the course of one night. For that reason, a powerful biological agent, which could quickly and effectively kill the population of the country, was being simultaneously developed.
Snow 9.
Lucifer Alpha.
That's right. A type RAO11 virus which another team was developing. For someone like myself, who was closely involved in the project, blowing up the lab was quite a simple task.
It was you.
My God, Elijah, do you know what you're saying? That explosion killed half the world's population.
I moved all the materials and records essential to the Bioroid project into the shelter, and executed my plan on June 6th. After sealing off the lab, I brought the two of you with me to the underground shelter, and we entered a cryogenic sleep. But not before I programmed an atmospheric research satellite to transmit a wake signal when the danger from Lucifer Alpha had passed.
And 10 years later, Lucifer Alpha naturally mutated into a non-toxic form.
But the automatic revival system failed to work.
Oh no, it worked. Just as planned. It revived me 10 years later. A little sooner than the two of you, of course.
But even though you sealed the lab with the explosion and everything, you should have been exposed. Why weren't you?
Oh, I was. But by that time, the vaccine L Angels had already been developed.
Huh.
So everything went just as you planned it then?
Yes, up until that point. But my real struggle was yet to come. My original plan was to revive Jamie as well, and for the two of us to finish the development of the bioroids. You, Gillian, you were to stay asleep forever. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not after looking at Jamie's peaceful face there in the pod. Besides, I could never have convinced her to work with me on the project anyway. I knew the time was not yet right, so I changed the timers of your pods to permanent on.
How could you do such a thing?
And so for the next 40 years, I worked alone in that cold and lonely room under the Kremlin.
What did you eat?
Trying to complete the artificial skin for the Snatchers.
Or drink?
For days and days, no one would visit me. I never saw the sun or felt the changing of the seasons. Still, I always had Jamie by my side.
Wow.
You were always there for me to talk to. Just you and I for 40 years.
Ugh.
In that dark cellar.
Oh, you poor, poor man.
Creepy old man, more like.
And then, 3 years ago, my research was finally completed. First, I snatched the Siberian Special Investigative Forces to establish a transport route for the Snatchers. And then, to test the effect of large-scale snatch operations, I chose Neo-Kobe City to be my experimental sample. Neo-Kobe is cut off from the surrounding areas, a sort of miniature country in itself, making it a perfect test site. And since it's a melting pot of various races, it would also allow me to gather extensive data on Snatcher
Is this a long
modification
cutscene?
and operational techniques.
In addition, the element of suspicion or mistrust, which runs deep in Japanese culture, was another reason I chose this site.
But your test revealed a critical flaw in your machine's artificial skin.
Yes, quite unexpected, I'm afraid. All my research for 40 years. I gathered data and worked day and night to find a solution, but nothing seemed to work.
So that's why you decided to bring Professor Modner here, right?
That's correct. I discovered my father in one of the government's hospitals. He was old, but still very sound of mind. Naturally, he would not cooperate with me.
Of course not. He'd never become involved in something like that.
So, unable to receive his assistance, I decided that I had to have yours. But a mistake on my part allowed both you and Gillian to be taken into custody by the authorities first.
Just what are you trying to accomplish, Elijah? You must know you can never get Jamie back.
I'm only interested in discovering what I can of the human animal. In the past, it was because of Jamie. My motive is different now.
It sounds like you're just suffering from the wild arrogance that corrupts so many scientists.
Humans are such weak creatures. No matter how much they trust one another, the tiniest speck of suspicion can destroy it all. Look at how the Snatcher problem has caused such wild unrest. No matter how much science advances or how high we set our ideals, we eventually begin to suspect each other, to hate each other, and then to kill each other. The Snatchers are nothing more than a tool for bringing out this reaction. I am simply using the Snatchers to elicit the true nature of the human animal. I think this experiment has shown me the limits of human society. I sincerely doubt it will be able to reach any greater level of prosperity on its own. If human society ever hopes to reach greater heights, what is needed is an absolute leader, a firm ruler who isn't affected by these trivial episodes of mistrust.
You're crazy if you think people would ever obey Snatchers.
Of course they wouldn't. But if they don't know, they cannot object. There has been a time in every age that the people have longed for a god to lead them. As long as they give the people no reason to suspect them, then they can easily become their gods. Indeed, a new race of super beings. We are almost there. Once we perfect the artificial skin, Snatchers will transcend man to become this planet's true human beings.
But you'll never get your perfect skin now. Professor Modner is dead.
I no longer have any use for my father. I have a sample of the new skin he developed. Once I've analyzed it, I'll be able to make as much as I need. Or if need be, we could simply culture the keratinized cells, epithelial cells, and melanocytes in the quantities that we need.
What are you talking about? How could you get a sample of perfected artificial skin?
Why don't you take a look at this? We found this in the rubble of Queen's Hospital.
Random? Oh shit.
Random?
Oh, an acquaintance of yours?
He's a Snatcher?
That term isn't exactly accurate. This bioroid was constructed by my father without my knowledge. He modeled it after me in my youth.
What?
He built it right here in this facility. And not only that, he programmed it to destroy Snatchers.
What?
This bioroid caused me serious difficulties. It's designed...
He designed Mega Man. This is the plot of Mega Man.
Thought it was human. My father input memories for it all the way
This is
back
Dr.
to
Wily.
childhood. Those two were apparently mine. Haven't you yet realized? Random Hajil is Elijah Modner spelled backwards.
Indeed.
How like my father, silly old man. He did virtually overnight what I could not do in 40 years of effort.
Get dapped on.
Furthermore, he makes a bioroid so perfect, even the bioroid itself believes itself to be real. What's more, The cells of the skin he developed are self-replicating. Once in place, no further transplants or culturing is necessary.
Is he dead?
Its main and locomotive systems are completely shut down. It's just scrap now. But the artificial skin is being kept alive. This we need. With this, we can move to phase 2 of our plan of full-scale infiltration of the world's major nations.
The summit's already over. You'll never succeed.
What does the summit matter? Nothing holds us back now that we have this perfect skin. We can go anywhere we want, and there will be no way to tell us apart. I will have free control over the world. Nothing will be able to stop me.
Except age,
Politics
I guess.
and free thought will no longer have any meaning. My will alone will decide the course of human history.
You egomaniac. Do you think you can snatch the entire population?
There's a fully automated Snatcher factory under the Kremlin. Even as we speak, scores of new Snatchers are being born.
But no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to snatch the people's heart and soul. What do you hope to gain from this anyway?
Jamie, the human race is composed of fools.
True.
But I'm different.
No.
I will be its savior.
You're also a fool.
Indeed, not just of mankind, but of all life on the planet.
One of the
I'm
biggest
afraid
fools.
that won't be possible.
Oh.
Metal!
In 10 minutes, this church will be struck by a phased particle beam. I am guiding the beam from the attack satellite using GPS and 15 navigational satellites.
Whoa.
The beam cannot miss. Everything in a 2 to 3 kilometer radius from me will be destroyed.
Whoa.
Stop this foolishness now. I will not have my research destroyed by some souped-up pocket calculator.
Metal, what happened at the summit?
The delegates, worried about the Snatcher menace, voted unanimously to allow the use of nuclear weapons on the city. The military is presently imposing a quarantine on Neo Kobe.
Unanimously.
What? Do they intend to kill everybody?
The populace is in a state of panic. However, they have agreed to lift the quarantine if this church is struck by the phased particle beam. This is our last chance. I will handle things here. Gillian, Jamie, you two must flee.
You insignificant mass of metal. You'll never...
One move and I detonate. Gillian, run!
Metal, this is crazy!
We can't let a single Snatcher get out of here. And this new artificial skin has to be destroyed as well.
I will not allow some talking scrap pile to get away with this. If you were the aiming point for the beam, then I'll just have you thrown out of here. Grab this little one and take him out of here.
Well, a couple of hundred Snatchers coming.
Metal!
Cowardly little robot.
You always were a real pain in the butt.
What's that?
What? How did... You're supposed to be deactivated.
I don't go down that easy, old man.
Stop this foolish...
Shut up! Let's try to make our final moments peaceful, shall we? And you Snatchers, you touch the little guy and the old man's head comes off. Random! I've always hated being used. Why don't you watch the final act with me?
Gillian, you only have 5 minutes. The turbo cycle is just outside on standby. Use that to flee.
Let me go. I'm Elijah Modner. I'm your original.
I don't care if I'm an original or a copy or what. You and I are gonna die right here. If we both die, there won't be a copy anymore now, will there?
True that.
The stupid logic of a simpleton, of a machine.
Whatever it is, it's my will!
Machines have no will. Machines cannot sacrifice themselves.
We'll see about that.
You have 4 minutes. You must go. And don't forget to take care of the
Gillian, even if these memories in my head are fiction...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Our memories of our time together are all too real, Random.
Gillian, you become one hell of a junker.
Gillian, it has been most recreational being your partner.
Oh, Metal!
If you can, try to pick up the pieces for me, okay?
Sure.
Like we did for Little John.
Little John? Oh! Okay, Metal.
Hurry! You only have 3 minutes.
Thanks! Thanks, you two! Jamie, come on!
Let's get the hell out of here.
No! Don't let her go! No!
You pathetic old fool! You don't even know how to love someone!
You stupid machine! What is that idiotic grin supposed to mean?
By snatching you, I'm finally gonna get my real self back!
Random, there's less than 1 minute to go. Thanks to you, everything will be fine.
You don't owe me any thanks. Sorry to get you involved in such a big job. You did great. You're a hell of a junker.
3, 2, 1, here it comes!
Later, kid!
E-man. Oh, wait.
So you're really going, aren't you?
It's our responsibility, too. Besides, if I go to Moscow, I may get some of my memory back. And if that happens, I'll be able to love you even more than I do now. Wait for me. I want to be with you, but first I've got to destroy this terrible factory of theirs. Jamie, when I get back, let's try living together again. What do you say?
13 Special Operations Squad and all Junker personnel. Report immediately for departure.
We'll be waiting for you, too.
Katrina! Mika! You're here too?
You better be happy, Buster, with all these beautiful women seeing you off.
I'm happy you came. Let me introduce my wife.
Jamie Seed. I suppose it's a little odd introducing myself a second time, though.
What do you mean? You've never met them before, have you?
What are you talking about, Gillian? We're good friends.
Huh? Since when?
It's the first time I've met her in person, but I've spoken with her on the video phone a lot of times.
What? Have you guys been talking about me behind my back?
Maybe. The creepy guy that you are. Nice. Alright, so this is the end. I'm really sorry for all the worry I've caused you. Well, everyone survived, except Harry. Oh, Napoleon's alive. This kid has had such a rough time. She lost almost everything practically overnight. Mika looks great, honestly. Outside of her, like, work outfit, I think she looks better like this. It's my favorite out of the 3 if I have to pick one. But, that's neither here nor there. She's done a really great job. I owe her a lot of thanks. Trying to learn more about you was what got our relationship started. I was telling Mika about how lonely it was being home alone all the time, and she told me that Jamie was always worried about me. I gave her a video phone call. That makes sense. Before I knew it, we really became close, didn't we? With even Alice gone, I was really lonely. Our relationship has gone beyond just being friends. Beyond just friends. Sounds pretty good to me. You're both so easy to talk to. It's like I've got 2 real sisters now. Aw. Oh, don't be stupid, Gillian. You have a warped mind sometimes, you know? You're not wrong there. It's just like family to me now. By the time I return, I'll probably have my memory back. Don't worry. I promise to make you happy. I just couldn't stand to leave such a cute kid all by herself, Gillian. Don't worry, Mika. This is one job I won't mess up. You can talk to Jamie now. I don't care if you get your memory back or not. Why? Because getting your memory back will mean that you'll remember those things about me that you hated. Things that I hated? What are you talking about? Dealing with each other's imperfections is part of what's being married. It's part of what being married is all about, Jamie. I feel like I've had this conversation with my fiance too. Well, minus the memory part. Don't worry, no memories will change how I feel about you. Oh. Thank you, Gillian. It's good to hear you say that.
So have they finalized what they're going to do about Junker operations? I suppose this will end up being our last mission, huh?
Well, originally they were planning on disbanding the team, but now they've decided to keep us in business.
So that means...
That's right. We've been designated as one of the government's special police divisions. That puts us above the regular cops.
So the government has decided that crime by machines poses a bigger threat than crime by humans from here on out, huh?
They've chosen the new chief, too. So when you get back, you'll get to meet the new head honcho.
Well, it's comforting to know I've got a place I can come back to.
Have a safe trip, Major Seed. What, me a major? That's a nice ring to it.
Whatever you do, just come home safe, okay?
Your voice is always super strange for an 18-year-old.
You still have a dinner date to keep with me, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. I won't forget my promises to either of you. Oops, almost forgot. Of course, I'll want to spend some private moments with my wife, too, huh? What's wrong, Jamie?
Oh.
Harry and I will be waiting for you to get home.
That's Harry's hat.
We can do it this time, Gillian. Not some fake couple like before, but with love and trust.
I know, Jamie.
Take care, Gillian.
Did I hope Napoleon's
I'll see you, Jamie.
Wait! Wait for me! Take me with you, please!
You?
What?
Metal?
Yes, sir! We didn't have a good frame to work with, so this is just a temporary body. Just call me Metal Gear, Sega CD for now.
So they found your memory chip in one piece, eh?
Random protected it from the blast of the beam.
Random, huh?
I think I heard Napoleon
Wait
in the
a
back.
second. I've heard that sneeze somewhere before.
Really? I didn't hear anything. Anyway, I want to know if you'll take me with you. Please, Gillian, please take me with you.
Hurry up and get on board, partner.
Yes, sir, Gillian.
How old is the Sega CD in this universe? And off into the sunset they go. Sure, they could have found like a Nintendo 256 or something.
Throughout history, suspicion has always bred conflict.
Thanks.
The real conflict, though, resides in people's hearts.
Are you being heavy-handed now?
This conflict has just begun.
I cannot read from this sheet very well. Okay. So that was Snatcher. I kind of like this ending better than Police Knots, actually. Gotta turn this down a little bit. Yeah, this is a pretty good game. Or it was a pretty good game, I should say. It's got really nice art for the time it came out. It's got some excellent music. And the story ain't half bad. Unfortunately, Snatcher does not have a sequel. The closest sequel you can get is something like Police Knots, and I don't think there's any more games than the Snatcher Police Knots series. And look, others than Hideo Kojima worked on this. Yeah, I know, right? I see what they did, though, because Gillian looks very similar to Mel Gibson in Police Knots, and Lorraine here looks like Lorraine in Police Knots as well. I still think my favorite female character was Mika, though. I don't know why. Actually, no, I'll take that back. My favorite female character was Alice. Rip. Rip Alice. Random looks kind of cool in this picture. He almost got the Vegeta thing going. Metal Gear. Oh, Metal Gear was voiced by a lady. I didn't know that. Is that supposed to be Katrina? I don't know. I was just thinking it looked like a Saiyan. Yeah, right? Lynn Fusener, your voice was not great. I think it was digitally altered, though. Jim Parks had a good voice as Napoleon, honestly. What's up, Metal? Don Jock Gibson. Jim Parks. Oh, that was also Jim Parks. So, Napoleon and Gibson were the same character. Very interesting. Ivan was also Jim Parks. It's just drugs, man. Oh, Lisa was also the voice. Okay, interesting. I feel like Lynn got the bad voices. Ramen guy. You know, I missed the scene with the fortune teller where you can have her help you with a case. She can give you some information if you accuse her of being a hacker. And then she serves as like another contact, like Napoleon does. I like Random. I also wish she had more scenes. It would have been so cool to play like a Snatcher sequel where you get to play the same story but through the eyes of Random instead. That would have been a cool sequel. Or like a side story. Although that's clearly like a double-barreled shotgun. A sawed-off double-barreled shotgun, no less. Alright. Produced by Konami Corporation Limited. Very cool. Well, I really enjoyed playing through Snatcher. It was a good time. It was a good time indeed. I don't think there's anything else. Oh. That's the weird sound it makes when the soundtrack ends. Cool. I guess I don't need to use an end screen. We can just kind of stick on this screen. Why not? So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Snatcher on the Sega CD. Awesome game. Definitely highly recommend if you like adventure games. Good plot. Not the best voice acting, but not terrible. Definitely get into it towards mid-game or so. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I suppose next time we'll have to go through Valkyria Chronicles 4, see if we can finally put that game to rest. Feel like I've had a sufficient break from it now. So that should be fine. Too bad they didn't do more with this universe. Has a cool background story. Yeah, I'm a big fan of cyberpunk setups or settings. There's not enough of them. Like, maybe sometime, not anytime soon though, because I'm really bad at those games. But maybe sometime I'll play Shadowrun, because that's a really nice cyberpunk game. All of them, pretty much, except the shooter one. I don't know about that one. But yeah, don't think there's anything to talk about. I only have 4 viewers. I think we'll skip the raid today. Also, looks like only handy-capable Sean is playing anyway, so that's fine. Well, again, thank you so much for watching. You guys watching this on VOD, I hope you enjoyed, because I certainly did. And what good timing. It's only 10 minutes past our allotted time limit here, so this is actually perfect. It's a 2-hour stream. In any case, why don't we end things here? I'm gonna go and chat up a couple of friends and probably end my night by playing some Final Fantasy. Oh yeah. Alright guys, please be good to each other out there, because it is dangerous. It's always getting worse. Somehow, I don't know how it's getting worse. Just stay safe out there. And have a good night. I'll see you next time. Take care.